Hi guys, the new me. I'm all shaved up. I got all those barnacles off, and I actually feel better getting all that crap in my hair clean. What a life! Yeah, it's a new world. It's about I don't know, 4 o'clock Arizona time approx. The temperature inside is 87, but the good news is the humidity is 12%. So with a fan on, it doesn't feel too bad. But I have to tell you, out there in that sun, it is brutal, 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 brutal. You do not want to come to Arizona in the summer and not be prepared for it. So, what else? I'm on a BLM site, boondocking. Not a soul around, just me. Got my solar out, battery's full. Always, that word "full" has taken on a whole new meaning since I got the solar. Full means good. You got all the little amps that you're supposed to have. So, why am I doing this video? Well, I just wanted to talk about, you know, camping in general. Just for those of you that are interested in doing something like this or RVing or whatever, van camping, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're going to be out there by yourself. Uh, Whenever like there are some roads out here that I promise you people bring their RVs down and go way out there camping. Well, that's their choice. But if they're over the age of 60, 65, don't do it because what you're going to end up doing is having to get out and change a tire. And that ain't going to be good because this sun out here is brutal. I'm telling you it is. And your chances of having a heat stroke or a heart attack are way up. So just take it easy. You don't have to get to the best spot. Just get to a spot and enjoy your life. From here, I'm probably going to go to either Tonopah or Ely, Nevada, a long drive. Do that tomorrow. And why? Because they're having a little heat wave here. And tomorrow the temperature is supposed to be up in the 90s. And then the next day it's going to get up in the higher 90s. And it's all over this area. I mean, it's just a little warm up, but it's not abnormal at all. The Ely will be, or Tonopah, either one. There's some good sites around there to boondock, and they're up in the elevation, so the temperature will be very comfortable, at least for a couple of days, maybe 3 days. And then I might want to go over to the Great Basin from there because that would be very convenient. Great Basin temperatures are okay now, they're warming up too. And then from there, maybe over to Cedar Breaks in Utah to because that's way up in the elevation. That's getting close to 10,000 feet. And, they're in the 30s now, but by the time I get there, the lows will be in the 40s, highs will be in the 70s. I can deal with that. And then I may, do some other. There's some beautiful sites in Utah. I'm telling you, Utah has some very, very beautiful sites. Uh, where else? And then as far as I thought about, maybe going on over into southern Colorado, possibly, and then down into New Mexico, possibly around the Taos area, since I'm familiar with that. But it just depends. The only problem with I like to go to Cuesta, that Cuesta area where there's what's called Wild Rivers. It's a BLM site, and it's a beautiful place, beautiful, and it's very rarely crowded. In fact, the times I've been there, there's only been two or three. They've got three camping grounds or three campsites there, and the one I camp at is Aqua something, and but it's usually pretty empty, and people will just come stay one night and go. But I thought about, and there's no cell phone there, none. They have Wi-Fi at the head or visitor center, and that's good. But I do need that because that's how I'm paying the bills out here, and the bills aren't too bad because I haven't driven a lot like I did in the Prius. I just didn't. I've been doing pretty good. Like I've been 2 nights here in Kingman. I was I don't know a week in Flagstaff. So we're going according to I guess somewhat of a plan. If there is no plan, there is no plan. There is no plan. Just happened that way. I thought about going back to Flagstaff for a few days, but there's a paved road about a quarter of a mile to my left, and the reason I didn't go any farther in was because the road sucks. I mean, it just, I don't. I found me a good spot. And, 2 cars in 2 hours, I can deal with that. But but anyway, so for you guys that are planning on going out here in the West and doing your RV thing or whatever, or doing like I'm doing, I'm in a pickup with a camper top, and I got solar, of course. I got a Dometic refrigerator. I got an O2 cool fan, and it's on right now. You probably hear it, and it's just wonderful. I mean, with the breeze blowing on you, the temperature inside of here can get up to 90, and as long as you've got a fan blowing on you, the humidity is low. Even though you're evaporating, that's why I drink a gallon a day of water out here, because it's sucking water out of you. That's why you feel cool. But so far, so good. I give myself a 9 on execution because the solar did turn out very well. Battery's full, I think I said that. And the Dometic refrigerator, thumbs up to that guy. The CF18, that's all I need. I've got enough food in there right now for about 4 days, which is great. And what else? It just all kind of has come together, and we're gonna live this way for who knows how long. I don't know. I'm not going to say. I don't want to commit I don't like to commit to timetables because, I may wake up one day and say, hell, I'm going home. That's it, and then that's the way I am. But so far, I haven't had that feeling at all, and I've been boondocking the whole time. I haven't stayed in state parks or national parks. I think I paid a fee. Well, I stayed at Guadalupe Mountains National Park one night. I paid $3.50, and that's a big truck that hauls water. See, out here, what you've got on further down this road where I'm at are a lot of people that live, quote, off the grid, and they got a water catchment system, but it doesn't rain out here. No. They got a dust catchment system is what they got, because it does not rain. I mean, you're talking about, I imagine less than 9 inches a year. That's not quite going to do it. So that's why they have the guy bring the water out. Enough said about that. So, feel good. Been eating okay. And that's what you have to do. I've been doing my exercises. I took a good walk. I got a beautiful view. In fact, I'll show it to you, but the fan's kind of be in the way. And I can see when the camera's front facing, I can see my hair is clean, my face is shaved, life is good. Enough said. So, I'll turn the camera around. You can see my view out my back window, back deal. If I can get it, I hope you're seeing it, because I can't see what you're seeing. But that's my view right there. Those big desert mountains there. Again, we're probably, 15 miles approximately, 10 to 15 miles east of Kingman, Arizona, off of I-40, about 6 miles maybe, in that range, 6 miles at least. And so that's the view. And, I hope I'm getting this reasonably close. But there's nobody here, none, nearing. Just me and the solar panel and me and my arrow, so to speak. But anyway, guys, so for you people that are really interested in doing this, I've said this many times, many times, and I want to re-emphasize it. All that glitters is not gold. It's not easy. Everything is hard. It's not hard to do. It just takes more time. You have to plan ahead. You're going to reach for something that ain't going to be there, and you're 100 miles from the nearest store. So you got to plan. And another hard thing to do for me, and others too, I think, particularly when you're just going to be boondocking or disperse camping, is number one, finding a decent campsite. In other words, when I say finding, I don't mean on Google or wherever. I mean actually driving up and finding the right road. All right, because I called a guy today. I was going to go to the mountain peak up here. They got some kind of deal up there. And I was going to go there, and it says turn right at the fire station. Well, when you get to the fire station, there's 2 roads to the right, and they're both unpaved. Just like it said, take the unpaved road to the right. Well, genius. Well, unpaved road to the right, number one, followed a line of telephone poles. So I thought, well, that just must be the road where they check the power lines. So I went down to the second one. You ain't going that way. Why? Because the entrance is like this, okay? And it's got ruts. So you got to have a 12-wheel drive vehicle. I don't know if y'all have ever seen one, but they probably make them. But no, you got to have 4-wheel drive at least, I think. I mean, you might be able to make it in a pickup. I was going to, and I thought, no, know thy limits. So I called the BLM, wherever it is, got the guy on the phone. And listen to this. I get the guy on the phone, and I said, look, I'm here, gave him the location of whatever this is, and told him that I was at the fire station and there's 2 roads, and I wanted to know which road to take. He said, and? I said, pardon me? And he said, and what's your question? I thought I just said that, you know what I mean? Which road? I said, well, let me just restate the question. There are 2 roads that go to the right directly across the road from the fire station. One follows a line of telephone poles and the other one does not. The other one has a very steep entrance. My question is, which road do I take to get to this campground? He said, well, if I was you, I would take the one with the telephone poles. I said, so they both go to the same place? Nope. You hear me? So anyway, I thanked him, and that was the end of that. So and then I asked him, I said, well, on the road coming in, is that all BLM land? Yes. So you can camp anywhere? Yes. He said, you just find you a spot, pull off and camp. No problem. I said, okay. So therein lies the problem. Whenever you're using these free camping websites, they're going to give you information about and directions where these sites are. And yeah, they're okay. But the problem is when you get there, a lot of them don't have any signs. There's no signs. It's just a road. So you have to know the exact road to turn on. And once you get over that hump, which has taken me about a month, then you really understand that when you ask for directions, you ask about 10 times because you're saying, wait a minute, you said turn left, as in left, you understand, like that way? Yeah, that's pretty close. That's what kind of answers you'll get. That should work. That should work. Get out of here. So having said all that, guys, the truth of the matter is there are some frustrations in boondocking or RVing or doing what I'm doing, dispersed and boondocking, whatever you call it, on BLM and National Forest land. And I plan to continue my whole trip like that, except if I go to Taos, I will go to an improved BLM. It's called Wild Rivers. It's west of Cuesta, which is north of Taos. Very nice place. If you're in that area, go ahead and go there. You'll like it. Unless, call first, because they do have the cute little things called no-see-ums, and I don't want any more of those. I've had enough. So, but yeah, it's a nice place. And then you can also camp at Rio Grande Gorge for one night at the little visitor center thing they have there. So what is the name of this video? I have no clue. I guess it's going to be Rusty Has Shaved and everything else. But guys, I've asked myself 100 times or more, why am I doing this? I mean, what is the joy of sitting here in an 88-degree temperature camper top with a fan blowing on you? I have to tell you, the only thing I can come up with is, for some reason, the ingredients, whatever they are, the view, the climate, the low humidity, the adventure, I guess, of it, and the struggle to make it work, I guess. It takes some effort, and maybe that's it. I can't really explain it other than, I just enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it as much in the Prius. I didn't. That was pretty hard work. Not hard work. It was just everything took more effort than it does here because I have more space with the camper top. I've got it's just better. It's everything is easier to get to, and You know, I don't have to, and I've got the, of course, the solar and the ice chest. Just, you know, I don't have to go get ice, which is heaven on earth. So, you know, why am I doing this video? Probably just to have something to do. I've got some stuff. They call this, I don't know, some kind of snack you can have with beer, and I'll have that in a minute. And chill out and look at the sunset's going to be that way, just a minute, that way to my left, and it will occur in about 3 hours from now, approximately, because it's setting over the mountains, so it'll shade this a little earlier. But since the battery is full, I don't need to worry about it. I was surprised. I didn't have the battery on solar all day yesterday, all day, and then today I didn't get it set out till about noon, and in about 4 hours, full. But of course, I mean, we got some mega sunshine here. This is toast. I mean, you know, I can't imagine somebody crossing this country in a wagon or a horse. I mean, this stuff is brutal, man. Yeah, you'd have to have skin. Well, they did. They had skin that looked like rawhide when they got where they were going. But this is just plain old brutal, you know. And you know, there were no roads. I guess they followed trails that other people had made, but the first guys didn't have anything. And that's the way that is. So on and on it goes. But anyway, guys, just wanted to blow a little smoke your way about RVing and some of the, you know, boondocking and dispersed situations that you can run into. And mainly it's the roads and the dust. You know, roads and dust are the biggest issues when you're boondocking or dispersed camping. You just have to be sure that the wind is not blowing the dust on you. And sometimes the wind will change, and that's really aggravating too. You get all set up, you had it all good planned, and wind changes. But, you know, that's life. That's the way life is. Things change. So anyway, guys, from somewhere near Kingman, Arizona, at about, I don't know, 4:30 p.m. Arizona time. I got a good supper planned tonight. I'm going to have me some, I got some dip, cheese like dip. I put a little refried beans in the dip and mix it around and then dip. Okay. Anyway, adios, guys. No, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye bye. Buy USA made when you can. Drink plenty of water. Out here, 4 quarts. Where you live, maybe 3 quarts. But drink plenty of water. It is good for you, and it will help you maintain a healthy lifestyle. Take deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Take a deep breath, you know, and hold it for 1,001 count. Why? Because that relieves stress. And when you relieve stress, your blood pressure goes down. And when your blood pressure goes down, this thing is working a little not as hard. And, you know, the whole thing is about keeping your health, man. I'm 71 years old. I'm out here boondocking in a pickup with a camper top. And I'm okay. You know, I have to be careful. I know that. But, you know, how long can I do this? Till I can get a Class B road trek. I might be 91, but I'll get one. Anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye.